We've got the backstage reaction to the Money in the Bank botch. Plus, has an AEW storyline been scrapped due to injury? And are WWE about to add 2 new titles? It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. During the world title match between Damian Priest and Seth Rollins, we saw quite the botcheroony, Daddy-O. It was a Falcon Arrow from Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest didn't kick out. Ref counted 3, but the match carried on. It was a really awkward moment for all involved,
It was. I had to watch it back, and I initially thought what I think a lot of people thought is that the music was meant to hit. Apparently that's not the case, but...
No, apparently not, and we'll talk a bit about that in a minute as well. Fightful have more details on it, saying those that Fightful Select spoke to claimed that Damian Priest was supposed to kick out based on chatter after the show, including Triple H addressing it as much in the post-show. Priest was said to have been fine in the immediate aftermath, but in all, one WWE Backstage source said it was an unfortunate situation, but those that don't usually happen with Damian Priest. And he was probably more bothered about it than anyone. Considering how much he gives of himself, it would be silly for anyone to hold that against him. It's just an SH1T happens situation.
It really is. That's all it is. And it's a real shame that it happened to Priest. He looked really, really peed off about the whole thing. And I thought, oh, he's peed off because somebody else has done something wrong. The more I've watched it back, the more I think he's angry with himself there.
Yeah.
Because it was an important thing. It was a really, an SH1T happens situation.
That's it. But obviously there was a bit of a scuttlebutt that said, oh, maybe Drew's music was supposed to hit, and it didn't, because I think people noticed that the lights went down in the arena.
There was some change in the lighting, wasn't there?
The lighting change.
It looked like, because production had a bit of a nightmare on the I don't know, did you catch the pre-show as well?
I didn't see the pre-show.
So there's no reason to watch them. They're 2 hours long. You don't get any matches. But during the pre-show, they had live feed from the arena with like Michael Cole and Corey Graves coming out while the pre-show panel and video packages were airing. It literally lasted like 3 minutes.
Wow.
And all you could hear is, hey, welcome, the voice of WWE, Michael Cole.
Oh.
And meanwhile, you're watching this video package, and then Corey's coming out while Big E's trying to say some stuff. So I thought, oh man, it's a rough night. Bring back Kevin Dunn. That's what I'm saying.
Dun, 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 dun. Now, obviously, people, like we were saying, assume that the music was meant to cut off the 3. Fightful Select have gone, nobody will confirm or deny that, but music shouldn't stop a pinfall anyway.
Right, okay, I get this.
That's true.
No, I get this, but come on, this is wrestling. Music stops pinfalls. Yeah, sure, it shouldn't. In the same way that CM Punk shouldn't be fined for interfering in a triple threat match where anything goes. You can bend the rules a little bit. Music stops wrestling because it's wrestling, right? Let's not get carried away. It's stupid that. Of course it shouldn't, but yes, it does.
People are in the ring in the glory days of WCW, and Goldberg's music hits, and he slowly makes his way through the backstage, and they're going, no. That exactly. Wrestling's great.
It's drama, isn't it? It's not real. Music stops pinfalls. I've got a problem with that.
The referee in question in that match, by the way, was Rod Zapata. Bless his cotton socks. Apparently, he got into bother in the main event of Mania 35. He counted the 3 too early in the triple threat with Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch.
Oh, right,
Same guy. Bless
that's
him.
right. Well, it's really tough. I really admire... I don't think referees get enough credit for what they do in pro wrestling. Like a good referee is a complete game changer. It's make or break. But they've been told, you've got to count the 3 if the 3 happens. Otherwise, you get fined. And but if it's not the planned finish, then it messes the match up. It's a sort of no-win situation for some refs, isn't it?
Yeah, but on this occasion, as Fightful have said, there's no word of Zapata or Damian Priest getting any wrong for that.
Just one of those things.
One of them things.
I'm glad it happened to Priest, because I think he's been on fire lately. I really like Priest, and I like Priest as champion, and it's just one little thing that took away from the match a bit. But hey, what are you going to do?
Can we talk about the hilarious botch in the Bloodline Cody Orton Owens match?
Oh, bloody hell.
Tangaloa, God love you. Tangaloa the plan was, he's hitting Tama Tonga with a package pile driver, Kevin Owens. Best give him a low blow. So what he does instead is he punches Kevin Owens on the arse.
Fist his arse.
At least take him out for coffee first. And then after he does that, gives him a low blow, but punches Tama Tonga in the face.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I saw that he'd get it an Owen Soul.
Watch it from the other angle.
Oh, I didn't see that.
When the low blow actually lands, he punches Tama Tonga in the face.
Heel turn. Face turn rather.
It's a turn of some sort.
Oh,
it's just amazing.
He did take a nasty bump beforehand. He hit his head on the announce table.
Like it
so I thought maybe he's rocked something like that. I didn't realise just how much Tangaloa has been made fun of in the past. Apparently he's a bit of a Sin Cara, a bit of a botch machine. It's a rough thing to botch a low blow, let's be honest, regardless of what happened before. And hitting your teammate in the face, what the hell, man?
Fievel says there was a lot of light-hearted joking backstage about Tangaloa accidentally punching Kevin Owens on the arse and then punching Tama Tonga in the head with a low blow.
It's not what you want to do in his position, right? Because he feels a few rungs below the rest of the bloodline, doesn't he? Let's be honest. He's not on the level of your Tama, your Jacob, your Solo. And so to botch a low blow, you got to feel sorry for him. I'm glad people are joking backstage, but I imagine he's going to bed and crying at night. So.
Oh, cheers, mate. Tangaloa's crying. His new catchphrase is, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Let's head over to AEW very briefly because it looks as if a burgeoning storyline has had the brakes completely put on it for now.
Yeah, Fightful Select reporting Rio sustained an injury during the collision match on Saturday. She was poised for a feud with Serena Deeb, of course, but now there's no word on how long she could be sidelined. She hadn't appeared for AEW in 4 months ahead of the start of that feud. Just horrible timing, man. She's just come back and straight away hurt.
We just, as I said, it's one that we're going to keep an eye on and see whether this is something that really knocks things into touch. Rio not the only AEW star suffering. Fightful also reporting that Yuka Sakazaki, who was also planned for a feud with Serena Deeb, has been sidelined with an injury. She's been out since April. It's only just come to light that she's been off the scene because of an injury. Full and speedy recovery to both.
Yeah, of course.
Gives Serena Deeb an opponent.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
I don't get it. It's not the biggest feud in the world. It's a lower mid-card feud, but it was something for them to do, and I was excited to see the matches. So just rough time and get well soon.
Get well very soon. Now, WWE could be about to add two brand new titles. You're buzzing about this, aren't you?
I've been asking for this for bloody 3 years now. WWE looking to introduce some mid-card women's titles. Absolutely buzzing about this. It was reported by PWN that they were looking to add 2 titles to their shows, the WWE Women's United States Championship and the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Each belt reportedly would represent the brand with the respective men's title on it. So you got both US titles on one show and both ICs on the other show. Fightful Select adding a little bit to it, saying, we've not heard it's a definite as of yet, but in the hours that have followed, did confirm via a number of our sources at the company that titles have been discussed. Talent that we've spoken to haven't heard of the possibility before the reports, but were hopeful it would happen. Other staff we spoke to were also excited about the possibility. I think it's great. I think it's a way of, there's still not enough women's wrestling for my liking on WWE's weekly TV shows, and a mid-card championship, which is going to primarily be defended, one would assume, on those TV shows, I just think is a really great thing. Giving them more screen time. There's a lot of deserving women who don't get enough screen time in WWE. And you know what? It's a constant throughout many, many promotions. That's the case. I would expect them to be defended on TV, and I hope we see more of the women's titles, the world titles, being defended on pay-per-view.
The proof was in the pudding over the weekend where we saw the first official defense of the Women's North American Championship in NXT. Kalani Jordan Solberg had a brilliant match.
Great match.
And they would have had a great match anyway, but the fact that there was something to fight for just gave it that extra bit on top as well. And I think that's what the Women's Intercontinental Championship and the Women's United States Championship would do. You may see some images during the rounds, and they're not official from WWE yet because there's nothing that's been released from that side as far as we know. According to Fightful and the Wrestling Observer, these are still early conversations that they're having. So you may see some AI-generated images of a women's IC title. It's Sam Driver, isn't it?
Pissing about as always.
It was me in paint. I just made the strap white.
That's very impressive.
Thanks,
That's
mate.
Very impressive.
Well good at paint, me. I'm up for it as well, very much so. There is, and I'm really excited about this, a brand new wrestling game that is on the horizon. If you, like I, love WWF No Mercy, you're going to love Ultra Pro Wrestling. When we released that long love letter, as I've called it, to No Mercy, I was contacted by Anthony Mauricio, who's on the team for Ultra Pro Wrestling, which is essentially a tribute to the Aki style of wrestling games that is coming out next year. I said, come and have a chat about it. Full conversation on the podcast feed and the Patreon this morning for you as well. I'm as a geek of that era.
Awesome.
I'm really buzzing for that as well. It should be good. Do you play the No Mercy games? Or?
Yeah, I was a PS1 kid. I was very much SmackDown 2, but no. Like
Someone's doing all right.
No,
Bet you had Sky as well.
We did have Sky, but I
yes.
should mention that the PS1 was had a cartridge in the back and a bit of blue tack on the CD drive. Dad got the disc from the car boot, so let's not get carried away, all right? But we did have Sky. I got to watch The Simpsons early.
Well, now we've alienated everybody with how posh we are. For the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you could check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.